Hi everybody, this is a video about parasites. Someone posted a question on one of my other videos asking about timing in terms of doing a parasite cleanse, whether, well, let me see here, it says, let's see here, is it theoretically better to do a parasite cleanse with a heavy fiber diet before a carnivore diet, or carnivore then parasite cleanse with a heavy fiber diet? So great question. As per usual, nothing that I'm saying should be construed as medical advice. This is for informational purposes only, and please talk to your doctor before making health decisions for yourself. Obviously, you can make health decisions for yourself because you're a free, sovereign individual, but please consider consulting with your doctor first so you get some direct advice. And the person asking the question said that she was going to be talking with her doctor soon, so great time to good idea to talk to your doctor about this. The general gist of this video is just my thoughts around the importance of certain diets as it relates to parasite cleansing. And at the end of the day, I'm not aware of any research literature that's looked at the benefit or validity of one diet versus another. I'm sure there's a wealth of clinical experience out there and thoughts and opinions, but in terms of finite data, I'm not aware of any studies. Maybe they've been done, but I've not come across my radar. But looking, putting my thinking cap on, as I tend to wear my thinking cap most of the time, I think that in my personal experience and in my opinion, I haven't found that diets made a huge difference one way or the other when it comes to clearing parasites. To my understanding, parasites are very, very tenacious little critters. They are much better at weathering storms than smaller single-celled organisms. Now, granted, some parasites are single-celled organisms called protozoa, but the longer, larger wiggly type ones that are macroscopic, they're pretty darn good at holding on for dear life and just surviving more easily than their smaller counterparts, bacteria, viruses, yeast, mold, things like that. So while diet, in my experience, is incredibly important when we're dealing with SIBO or LIBO or yeast overgrowth, in my experience, I haven't really found it to be as impactful when it comes to parasites. Now, I'm sure that there are certain foodstuffs that parasites like to eat more than others, but that's something where, again, clinically, if a patient's having issues with parasites, again, I haven't really seen a huge difference whether they're eating, this way or that way. It tends to be more important to make sure that we hit those parasites hard and appropriately with the right agents. I've talked about this in some other videos. I personally, for my patients, recommend a combination of antimicrobial, or rather antiparasitic herbs, preferably in a capsule form, like a powder or chopped up herbal form, as opposed to tinctures or essential oils. Those are really, really strong, but in my experience and in my opinion, I don't think they get all the way to the end of the large intestine. And then also using a good binder, my hands down favorite being Mimosa pudica, which is great at helping to flush out those parasites. So I don't, in terms of carnivore diets or this or that around parasite cleanses, or in terms of using higher fiber diets, I mean, more fiber is probably going to help flush parasites out more effectively. But with that being said, I think that it does take a special type of fiber, if you will, like the Mimosa pudica seed that's ground up and put into capsules and sold to you and me. I think that it's got really special properties over and above other fiber types. With that being said, if suddenly Mimosa pudica was not available, and I sometimes think, what would happen if I couldn't get Mimosa pudica for my patients? If it's no longer on the market, there really, in my opinion and to my understanding, there is no analogous product out there. So if it disappeared one day, what would I do instead? I probably would be using fiber to help push things along. And so that would be part of my anti-parasite protocol. Probably using like soaked chia seeds, and if the patient could tolerate it, psyllium husk and oat bran and things like that. So I think that fiber is important, but I think the mimosa is just goes miles and above other types. So thank you for the question. I hope that answered, or I hope that gave you some useful information. If anybody has any questions about this topic or anything else, please post in the comments section below, and I will leave it there for now.